Howdy all, welcome back to Mountaineer Bushcraft and Survival Systems. Today we got very little bit of clear weather before the rain kicks back in, so I've been talking a lot about my parang, so I figured today come out, do a little field test, and give everybody an idea how it functions and why I actually prefer it. So stay tuned and we'll get right into that. This is how I typically, if I'm not going out and belt carrying, if I'm actually taking my pack in, often this is how I'm going to secure it to the pack. It's tied off and it's shoved down into the compression straps on the bag. And if anybody's curious, this is the Maxpedition Gray Falcon, GYR, I believe it's spelled. Okay. Now I know this has not had any real video time yet. I think I did a little bit with it in my to cut or not to cut video, one of the probably second or third video I made. But we'll get a set up here for some chopping so we all can see how well this thing functions. Okay, everybody. I don't know if any of you have seen the video. Remember, I did the that little Camillus lightweight hatchet on this old down pine. But I think this is a pretty good spot to do some chopping on. So we'll get a little bit of this out of my way back here. All right. And I gotta say too, this is, say what you will about the company that made this. This is literally the most comfortable handle I've ever had to use on a chopping tool in my entire life. Absolutely love this handle. The steel is a 1075 high carbon steel. It's got a spring temper to it. Don't know the Rockwell for sure, but just from experience, I would dare say it's in around the mid-high 50s, probably around 58 or so, I'd say, maybe 60 at the high end, which is just about where I like my choppers. Good 58. All right, guys, get you in a little closer here to survey the damage. All right, that's a little more close-up view. And I'm not taking real heavy swings. It's mostly a bit of a kind of a flick action, mostly in the wrist. There's no point in swinging this thing like a baseball bat, and it's still quite sharp. And two, this is a good source to get some fat wood. A lot of these parts where the branches are coming out of this tree, there'll be sapwood in there. Pine resin, actually. Now I just lost a hair. Well, there's enough wind here. I can't catch the hair before it blows off. I mean, you can see it on the blade there. If I can grab some of it. Well, it shaved, however. And it actually cut my skin a little bit too. All right, let's set up and we'll find this small tree and see if we see about felling a tree. Alrighty, guys, this right here is a pretty decent piece. It's damaged up top and it's rotting out clear up here, so we need to take it down anyway. So. All right, now we'll flip around the other way and finish that out. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Got a helicopter going on back here. She's all but ready to fall. There we go. We are simply caught up in some branches above us there. Let's move you guys just in case. Yeah, kind of had a feeling she was gonna go timber right at you. So that's pretty decent. All right, let's limb a little bit of this. Pretty nice clean cut. Pretty easy. Guys, we're just going to do some basic chopping here. And we got some plenty of leftovers from the hatchet review I did. But we're going to do the same kind of thing here. I'm going to cut me a piece here and see about just making a simple tent stake out of it. I missed. Accuracy is not the greatest there. It's all right. I think we can make that work. Just like we usually do, we just cut an X into there. Then we're going to carve out that X there and kind of make a 7 notch. Kind of trim that mess up there I made. Okay, that'll do. Got us a 7 notch cut in. Now we'll clean that up. And there we go. Just that easy. Okay. Let's get this bigger piece here, and we're just, so at this point it'll be a little redundant, but yeah, we're just going ahead and chop into this. And this is quite a stout piece of hardwood here. Not too hateful. We had some carpenter ants in there. That's not good. Oh my, sorry guys, didn't mean to hit you. Goodness. Ants everywhere. Now before me here is another good reason to have a machete out here. The wild brush and all the mold, these things are nasty. Some pretty serious thorns on these guys, but having a machete-like tool is kind of handy if you have to traverse it. Because you'll want something you can definitely have a little bit of distance so you don't get your hand in there while you're clearing this stuff out, or you shall regret it. Actually, I'm going to save this little piece here so I can show you guys an up close of them thorns. And having your tool good and sharp is also very important. That's why it's nice to just be able to do a quick little swipe. Try to get everything cut in one good swipe if possible. Now, like I said, this stuff here is hard to cut because it wants to split down the middle on you. So this is quite difficult to cut. Just for reference sake, that's one of the thorns. So there's another one. So yeah, falling over a hill, rolling into a small grove of those, needless to say, is going to make for quite a very bad day. And whatever, I'm assuming maybe some kind of powdery toxin that's on the outside of these, once these puncture into you, they will almost immediately start getting infected. It's very unpleasant. So, yeah, watch out for these things, guys. Quite unpleasant vegetation here. Well, typically, if you don't have a real long machete, I usually come in and just kind of clip the smaller branches on the outside of these things. Get them out of the way so you don't rake your hand through the thorns that are on them. I don't know how many other states may have issues with these things, but out here in West Virginia, these things are an absolute menace. And unfortunately, they're quite resilient. I think there is some herbicides out now that will kill them. But, I mean, they're a horrible thing to have to go through any amount of, especially if you're cutting through an opening in the field and you're having to, get back into the forest to it and there's no way around it. You can just imagine trying to cut through, even just 1 acre, width of this stuff. You're going to be pretty wore out by the time you get to the end of that. So, back to being sharp. It's having your machete hair popping sharp is really important. That way you can do flick cuts, as that makes it a lot less work on you and a lot less likely that you'll get hurt. But you get something really small and whippy, you want to be able to just flick your machete Usually you want to pinch it, get a grip on it, keep your grip down here a little loose, and you're going to flick just like that. Here, I'll bring you in closer to look at that. Take two. I didn't hit record on the first clump of this I did, so that was awkward. Let's see, let me get you all in focus here. Oop. All right. So we're going to take our stick here, gather up our grass, come in below it, kind of gently pull the grass with it. And this does work way better on grass that's not dead, by the way. And there we have it. We missed some. There we go. Now we have our grass, and we didn't have to get our hand down in there to risk getting hurt to get it. Well, guys, hopefully you found that to be informative. Like I said, this is one of my favorite tools to use out in the woods. Let's see if you get a close up of that handle. I know I was talking that handle up earlier. It is so comfortable. Just love this handle. But like I said, this I got off Amazon, and I haven't seen it back on there since. So it's a Wild Turkey handmade collection. If you happen to find it on there, it's been a pretty good blade. I've used it pretty decent. I've not had any real issues with it to speak of. It's holding edge pretty decent. Boy, is it getting warm today, guys. Hopefully that was informative. Now, typically, like I said, a lot of people has their pretty high-end, expensive, like big chopping belt knives. This fills the role for for me. This is though it's a parang machete, it's made pretty well. I prefer a little bit softer steel for my impact tools. That way I'm less likely to get chips and rolls. Like I said, I like about 58 HRC, and maybe if I got a hatchet or an axe, 56. That way it's a lot less damaging to the edge. But that's just my personal preference based on my own personal experiences. But anybody out there who's looking for something like a very large belt knife, I can recommend a parang. They're a lot more expensive than this one. I got to also have the Condor Bushcraft parang. I like it. It does pretty good. 1070 high carbon steel. Just food for thought. When you're putting your kit together, you don't necessarily have to spend, $3, $5, maybe even more than that, $100 on just one knife. So keep for your consideration. But I'm getting too rambling, so I'm going to head into the video, guys. Appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. So we're getting closer and closer to that 500 subscriber mark, and I thank you all very kindly for watching.